Hello, everyone. Welcome to Talk Online Global Studies and Economics. My name is Mr. Ristau. I will be your teacher here for this semester. So glad you all decided to enroll in this course and ready to get started for a great school year. If you're a senior, this is your last year, of course, so congratulations. And the purpose of the video that you're watching is twofold, I suppose. One purpose of the video is to kind of introduce you to the course, show your way. I'm going to show your way around the folders and how to get going in the course, and just to go over some of the policies that I normally would go through, let's say on the first day of school if we were in the classroom. The second purpose of the video is to just tell you a little bit about myself and where I'm coming from. So with that, let's get started. Oh, and the other thing that you're going to be doing is telling me a little bit about yourself, and I'll explain what you'll be doing with that little mini assignment here in a moment. What you're looking at here is my Schoology page. Mine's going to look probably a little bit different than yours. I think with any online course, and I've been doing this for quite a while now, the two most important things that we need to remember about an online course is, one, you need to stay on top of the deadline dates, the due dates that you'll see on your calendar. Some items I have over here already. I'll explain those later. And to me, the most important thing is communication. It's really, 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 really important to communicate with me off and on. If I message you or whatnot, that you get back to me. I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can as well. But just to keep that line of communication open in the event that you start falling behind, or if you're going to be, not active in the course for a while due to whatever unforeseen circumstance. So stay on top of the dates, stay on top of the deadline dates, stay on top of your work the best that you can. Get things in on time. There'll be plenty of time in between units to get things in, and communication. Okay. So to kind of branch off on that communication theme, I'll be going through and letting you know what the best way is to get a hold of me and how to do that. What you want to do here is I'm going to start with the welcome, the resource folder, and last week I sent out a welcome letter via Skyward, so hopefully you received that letter. And in that letter, hopefully you read it. In that letter, I explained everything a little bit about me, and how to get started in the course, the easiest way to get a hold of me, and whatnot. The one thing that I want to show you first here is exactly that, the best way to get a hold of me. The preferred method of communication is through Schoology message. All right, so when you get a hold of me here, chances are I will get back to you, shortly, since I'm on Schoology all day at work, or certainly within a 24-hour period. Okay, so it's okay to email me, but I can't promise I'll get back to you as quickly as I would if it were a Schoology message. If you need to find me in the building, my classroom is 2533 in the Social Studies wing. And my office hours are Tuesday mornings from 7 to 7:50. If for some reason you need to find me during anchor time, I am available anchor time periods 1 through 4. I am not available anchor time periods 5 or 6. Okay? So remember these times and why I'm available. Classroom 2533, Tuesday mornings, or anchor time periods 1 to 4. Okay? Now, if for some reason we want to meet, or you want me to go through something with you via Google Meet, my code, my classroom code there is just my first name, last name, all one word. Okay? So that's my contact information. And like I said, please communicate with me often if you need to, right? Keep me up to date, especially if you're going to be, like I said, not active in the course for a while due to, you're out of town for a week or whatever the case may be. Okay. I have my schedule here, where In fact, I can show that to you just so you know. I am in room 2533. That is my classroom. I'm in there all day. I never move. And you can see what else that I teach, AP US History and AP Macroeconomics. All right, so that's where you can find me. I'm very easy to find in the building. Okay. Just a little bit about myself. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. Like I said, my name is Mr. Ristau. This is my 32nd year. I'll be beginning my 32nd year teaching here. Overall, 22nd year at Minnetonka. I'm married to my wife, Christina. We have 3 wonderful children. They're not children anymore. In fact, they'll be 26 in November. They are triplets, and they're off doing their thing now. I've got a daughter out in Long Island. She's working on her rotations to become a physician assistant. I've got another daughter who just graduated, got her master's degree at the University of Minnesota in public health. And then I have a son who is a data analyst and a statistician for United Health Group, Optum, and a company out of Chicago called Cressa. So he analyzes data for a living. You can see the rest of my background. My undergraduate degrees in history and my master's is in education. There's the family, there's the pet dog, Posey. And like I said, I've been doing this now for 31 years, 21 years at Minnetonka. I mentioned before, I also teach AP US History to the sophomores, and then AP Macroeconomics to largely other seniors, few juniors, both semesters, and then some other Tonka online courses. And I'm also the Quiz Bowl advisor. So that's a little bit about myself, okay? The other items that you're going to find in the welcome folder is more course related, right? Here's the course syllabus. Make sure you go and take a peek through that. This is a 90-10 course, and I know you all know what that means. 90 summative, 10 formative. I should say there is no final exam. Cumulative final. There's no cumulative final at the end of the course in January. But you may want to, even though you have your Schoology calendar over here, you may want to take a peek at the pacing calendar that I have there. You can see when those unit exams roughly are going to be. Okay, so you can see that first one, for example, on the 25th of September, next one roughly October 16th. But the reason I show you this is to actually literally show you how much time there is, right, since it is an online class, in between units. So there is no reason at all to not get the work in on time by the unit exam, right? This first unit lasts, literally almost 3 weeks. Basically, it is 3 weeks. So there's plenty of time, and there's always going to be at least 2 to 2.5 weeks in between unit exams. So there's going to be plenty of time. But that's going to be your pacing calendar if you need to refer to that. Now, I'll have everything posted over here, of course, on your calendar. All right? Assignments, quizzes, unit exams, etc. But if you want to know and get a feel for what's coming up, right, something that's not on your calendar, like an exam in the future, this is the place to go, your pacing calendar. Okay? There are a couple of things here I want to take a couple minutes to explain a little more in detail. One is the self-pacing guidelines policy that Tonka Online puts out, and the reassessment policy. So let's take a look at self-pacing real quick. These are the guidelines that are put out by Tonka Online. These are not mine, even though I fully agree with them and support them. It's important to remember what the term self-pacing and flexible self-pacing means. Above, it just means what this is talking about here. You should expect to spend maybe 4 to 5 hours, or not hours, but 4 to 5 times a week active in the course. Okay, on average. Of course, that's going to vary from week to week. But 4 to 5 times a week, okay? Whether that means checking in for 10 minutes to see if anything is posted, or 45 minutes if you're working on something. It doesn't matter. 4 to 5 times a week. It's going to be about 5 to 7 hours of work each week. So expect maybe some days 20 minutes. This also includes reading. So maybe it could be 20 minutes one night, could be nothing the next night, but it could be maybe an hour the next night. Okay, it all depends. Make sure that you follow the due dates and deadlines for the course. I already mentioned that. And that you understand that work submitted after that unit exam, summative work that's submitted after that unit exam, there is a penalty. There's a grade deduction for that. So I'll explain that later. And I already mentioned at least 2 or 3 times that you communicate with me and that you respond to my communication throughout the semester. Okay? Now, as far as flexible self-pacing is concerned, this is important. Because it's an online course, it's very easy, especially if you're new to online, and many of you may not be new to online, but it's very easy to fall into the mindset that, oh, it's online, I've got all the time in the world, I can do this and that whenever I want to. To a degree, that's true, right? What flexible self-pacing means is that you have the flexibility to create, it says, your own schedule, plan to learn the content within the unit due date and deadline parameters set out by me. All right, and I already pointed that out on the pacing calendar. All right, you have about 3 weeks to complete the work for Unit 1 to be ready for that Unit 1 exam. It says successful students schedule their online routine to include often daily interactions with the course materials. So you want to be active in the course each day. Okay? You do have a certain degree of flexibility to choose, right, when you're going to complete those assignments. I don't care when you complete them, but they have to be completed within the confines and the parameters of the unit under study. Okay? And that's what the rest of this says. Assignments need to be completed at regular intervals, required by me. I like to keep things simple and just make the unit exam the deadline, meet the assignment due dates for each unit. Okay? Just like a regular course in the classroom, you're expected to complete the work in a timely manner, etc., etc. Okay? So going back to, you'll notice here on the calendar, since we talked about deadlines here, I don't care when you complete these assignments. You'll notice that you have a few posted here already. These quick checks are quizzes, okay, that cover the respective sections and whatnot in your textbook. I'll show you where that is in a moment. These need to be completed before that unit exam that you saw on the calendar earlier. The unit exam is September 25th. Formative work will time out and lock the evening before the unit exam. So all of these things that you see here will time out and lock. I do not reopen them under any circumstances. There is, and you already saw it, an ample amount of time to get these done. 3 weeks to get this stuff done. So I highly recommend that you do not wait till the evening before. Okay? You want to be active in the course each day, do a little bit each day or every other day, whatever your schedule allows, but understand the formative work here will lock and close at 11:59. It says here, September 24th. Okay? And they do not get reopened. All right? The next day will be the unit exam. I'll explain that later on. So that's how that works, right? That's flexible self-pacing. You set the pace within the confines of the unit. Once the Unit 1 exam is done and completed and submitted, we'll move on to Unit 2, just like we would in the classroom. If you have questions about this, please let me know. Self-pacing. The other policy is the reassessment policy. This is really important. Be aware it says that there are no reassessments moving forward over the course of the semester. Okay? And there are a couple of reasons for this. One, this is due to the nature of the original assessment essentially being open note summative assessments. Okay? It's online. I am not there looking over your shoulder to police you, whether you have study guides out or everything else. The summative exams are essentially open book, open note, etc., etc., etc. Okay? That's okay. But because of that, remember, the trade-off is there are no reassessments. The other reason why there are no reassessments is because there are numerous formative assessments that are assigned for each unit. And because there are so many formative ones, you saw them on your calendar, there is no need for a reassessment. Okay. Now, keep in mind, there may be opportunities for a reassessment depending on the nature of the summative and how the summative turns out as we progress through the semester. But the best way to prepare for any summative assessment in this class is to have your notes organized, to have your materials organized, so you're not left there on the day of the exam, right, fumbling and looking for this and that and the other thing, and you're saying to yourself, oh, I knew I had that. Have everything organized, okay? Because these items, like I said, you are allowed to use on any exam, okay? So please keep that in mind. No reassessments and the self-pacing policy, self-pacing guidelines. The other things here you'll notice are mainly specific to Tonka Online. If at any time you need any online support, this folder here will provide information specific to you as a student. Tonka Online strategies to be successful if this is your first time around. These are tech tips down here, how to view grades in Schoology if you have issues, or if you need technical support. There are phone numbers there for the help desk and their email address. So the other thing is, you'll notice on your calendar over here, I mentioned earlier that I'd like for you, one of the first assignments, in fact, your first little mini assignment that I'd like you to complete for me is the introductions activity discussion board. Now, this is very simple. All you need to do is by Friday, the end of the week, is to tell me a little about yourself, what your grade, what grade you're in, your interests, other courses maybe you're taking. And then if you can meet any 3 people that are alive, who would they be and why? So tell me their name, who these people's, their occupations, what they did, if they were dead or alive. Explain why you want to meet them, and then just post your response below. Now keep in mind, since it's a discussion board, we want to keep this appropriate and respectful, and feel free to comment on other people's posts. But again, if you do that, we want to keep things respectful and appropriate, all right, since it is a public forum. So complete this assignment by Friday, and notice that it's going to be a 60 to 90 minute video, little short video clip, all right, that you'll post. Very simple. And that way we'll build community in the course. Other people will see who else is in the course, and I will get to know at least the best I can, putting a name with a face. All right. So that's right here, the introduction to discussion board. You'll see it posted there on your calendar. Try and do that, get that done by the end of the week. And as far as getting going with the course goes, right, you're going to be getting into the welcome folder. I encourage you again to look at the self-pacing guidelines, the reassessment. I really encourage you to take a look at the syllabus. If mom or dad ask what the syllabus is, there it is. Be able to show them where it is. If you have any questions about anything, maybe other people have the same question, I would encourage you to post it here on the general question discussion board, okay? Because you never know, other people might be thinking the same thing you are. Feel free to post a question there. It's visible to everybody, as you know, and maybe a classmate has the answer before I see it. So feel free to answer someone's question if you know it, because chances are I may not see this right away, okay, before you do. And like always, since it's a discussion board, keep things appropriate and respectful. So that is the items in the resource folder. All right. If you have any questions, please let me know. Getting going in the course, I'll always have one unit shown here at a time, right? So right now you should only be able to see unit 1. I'll have the folder highlighted in red, and you'll see the folders, content folders will be arranged basically the same. Okay. There are 6 units in the course. There's going to be a note or a lecture video, lecture note folder. You'll notice these PDF scans. This is your textbook here. Okay. So when you open this up, you'll see a scanned copy of your textbook. So when I say textbook reading chapter 1, section 1, or chapter 2, section 1, this is what I'm referring to. Okay. So you'll notice that these PDF sections, these act as your textbook right now. All right. The reading quizzes are here, but you'll notice that they're on your calendar. All right. Those are the quick checks, the reading calendar. And then I've got a homework assignment folder, but those will be posted on your calendar. And then the lessons here for the respective unit. What it really boils down to is the assignments and whatnot that you're responsible for, the formative work that you're responsible for any given unit will be posted on your calendar. Those are the things that you'll need to complete and submit into the Dropbox. That'll be open for that respective assignment. All right. So work your way through the lessons. If there's a video there attached, you want to make sure you watch that. For example, in this one, you want to be able to watch that video, watch the second video on scarcity and opportunity cost. And like I said, the bottom line is whatever's assigned and you see on your calendar, you want to make sure you complete that and submit it into the Dropbox before the deadline date. All right. Each content folder is roughly organized the same way. So it's very straightforward, very easy to follow, should be easy to follow. And like I said, be aware of the deadline dates and communicate. Okay? And that's about it. If you have any questions, please reach out to me, message me, or like I said, stop by my room. 2533, like I said, I'm available Tuesday mornings from 7 to 7:50. Those are my office hours. Or during anchor time periods 1, 2, 3, or 4. All right. Otherwise, welcome. Looking forward to a great semester. Hope you are too. And we will talk to everybody soon. Thanks, everybody. Bye for now.